We gave you a look at what's actually going on out there. First off, obviously, you can see the radar and a lot of rain. We had that first band of rain come on through. Now it's moving up into Washington County, parts of northern Escambia County. Now we have a second band that's also pretty stout that is about to come through. You can see it now in southern Mobile County and starting to get into southern Baldwin County as well, just starting to get to the beaches there. So we have another pretty good round of rain. Let's see, pull everything up here. And joining me now is going to be meteorologist Jennifer Lambers. I'm going to go ahead and bring her in. You can see her there in the car, and actually our Storm Tracker truck, our brand new vehicle. And Jennifer, let's go ahead and give us a showing. Tell us where you're at and show us what you're looking at.
Yeah, right now we're traveling on Dauphin Island Parkway on DIP, and if you head down further onto the causeway, it is still closed right now. They have been caravanning vehicles, but as of right now, it is still closed. And as we are traveling just on DIP right now, we're seeing very gusty winds and also heavy rain. I'm going to go ahead and switch it back to what we're seeing on the roof of our car right now. And as we bring up some of those bright beams with it, or actually we have a car coming, but as we see right now, we're seeing that heavy rain that is pushing through. Lots of leaves and light limbs are on the ground as well. We're continuing to just travel out here and just check the different conditions along this road.
All right, so where you're at right now, I'm checking it out on the radar, and there is a bright yellow and orange band coming through. So you're obviously getting some pretty heavy rain where you're driving through, aren't you?
Yes, we are, and we actually are putting it up right now. Those this is our bright beams that we have equipped on the Storm Tracker truck. It's just one of those great additions that we have that we can see in the dark. So you can see this rain, heavy rain coming at us. It's making for low visibility on these roads. So just in case anyone is driving out there, planning on driving out there, if you're seeing some of these rain bands, it's going to be low visibility and also those slick roads. We're seeing ponding water on the side. So yeah, we are seeing that very, very heavy rain within a lot of this too.
All right, so are y'all coming up to that four-way stop here in just a bit on the DIP?
I believe that was behind us. Have we gone to the four-way stop yet? I don't believe so. I think it's behind us.
Okay, are y'all traveling
But
north
just
or
before
south?
that
I'm just trying to
bridge.
figure out exactly where you're at.
Yeah. Oh no, you're totally fine. Yeah, we're traveling north right now.
Okay. All right, so you're actually driving into that band that I was talking about right now. So you're getting some heavy rain there, Jennifer. I'll check back in with you here in just a minute. I'm going to go over the radar a little bit more. If you guys can, if you find a good spot to pull over, go ahead and do that, and I'll get back with y'all in a second. Y'all just a bit. All right, so we were checking in there with meteorologist Jennifer Lambers and our photographer Guy Turnbow. Guy's been at this a long time. He's driven in a lot of these storms, but it's still no fun to drive around on a night like this. You got to be careful out there. So here's the radar once again. You can see this heavy rain. Jennifer and Guy are driving up right here on DIP. They're headed up into that band, so they're about to get into some of the worst of the rain right now. And you can see what's happened. We had this first band go through, and now that is pushing up into Washington County, parts of northern Baldwin County, now moving out of Pensacola proper, moving north there. Now we have this next band setting up. And this is generally what happens with these landfalling tropical systems. Get one band. There's another band that didn't look too stout a while ago, but now it's really filling in, and we're starting to see that rain with this one come in as well. So heavy rain about to move into Mobile, so that's going to be picking on up. Let me get to the still imagery so we can zoom on down and get pretty tight here so you can see where the heavy rain is falling. So there, once again, is DIP going up to Range Line, out to Dawes, heavy rain there. Grand Bay, Bayou La Battery getting some very heavy rain right now, extending across the bay now. We've had a break in Fairhope now for a little while, but this is about to pull up into your area. Same deal in Daphne, another round of heavy rain about to move on in. And I'll come out here to Mississippi. George County getting some heavy rain in that band. So a lot of heavy rain out there, as you would imagine. This will continue to happen out here through the night. And go ahead and show you some of the totals here. In fact, I'm going to get this loaded up. All right, and so here's the rainfall totals that we've seen. In fact, if I start, these are numbers from earlier, and they've been raining pretty heavily, and they might actually be a little bit higher by now at some of these points. So I'll go ahead and just start clicking around, and you'll see the numbers coming on up, and you can see what we've seen basically in southern Mobile and southern Baldwin counties has been where the heaviest rain has fallen. A lot of times we talk about tropical weather. We the numbers that we get on the rainfall estimates usually don't match up very well because in tropical systems the raindrops are very small, and that gives the radar trouble in making that estimation. And usually, generally, they undershoot a bit. So far, though, the numbers have been adding up pretty well. We know at West Mobile, out at the airport, they've had just over 3.5 inches of rain there at the airport, and I'm pulling up numbers around that between 3.5 and 4 inches. So we're doing pretty good with the rainfall estimates, and so areas have seen 6 inches, and rain is falling pretty heavily right now in some of those spots. So they're going to add more on top of that, and they're going to add more tomorrow as well because we'll still have rain bands moving through tomorrow. So let me pull that up. There it is on the Futurecast. We got a couple of bands to go through tonight that'll be pretty heavy at times, and then we'll continue to see the showers overnight and on into tomorrow morning. When you get up and you head off to work in the morning, it's likely going to be a sloppy mess out on the road, so please be careful. Check in with Michael in the morning, Michael White. He'll be on letting you know if there's any road closures, things like that, or if there's some flooding issues out there. Very well could be, especially west of 65, be some road issues. And I mean, look at tomorrow. I mean, west of 65 especially, there's going to be more rain adding in on top of what we've already seen. So we've seen a good bit of rain there. I want to go ahead and give Jennifer a heads up here. So we're going to check back in with them in just a second here. I know they got to turn on the lights and all that good stuff. So I'll let them do that, and we'll get back out to Jennifer. And once again, let me get the radar up real quick before we go to Jennifer, because I'll show you here real quick about where she's at. And they're on DIP. Of course, I'm not zoomed in there. Let me zoom in. They are on DIP right in this area here, going, they're pulling away from Dolphin Island. So let me go back to Jennifer here. Jennifer, you're back up now. Tell us a little about what you guys saw on Dolphin Island a little bit earlier. You all were on the causeway as they were trying to get the causeway open back up so folks could cross, right?
Stop, and right as soon as I got off, we reached in. I had that cute little fruit stand, but at least now I know where it is. But yeah, we were traveling on the causeway earlier today. We actually never made it to Dolphin Island. The road was completely closed off, so we heeded those warnings and stayed where we could. Eventually, they were doing some caravans where they had police escorting them. The mayor of Dolphin Island, Mayor Collier, he was the one that suggested that to AlDOT, because AlDOT is the one that said this road needs to close. It's too dangerous right now. We saw logs on there, we saw waves, and it was just very intense winds out there too, in case any of you saw any of my earlier live shots out there. But what we did see before we got as far as we could was just that rough conditions. And so at one point we did try to continue with one of those caravans, and we decided as a team out here that it was a little bit too dangerous for us to be doing. We didn't have any shelter once we got over there, and so it was the best thing for us to do.
All right, Jennifer, could you pop up the camera shot there so we can see what y'all are driving through now?
Yes.
See now,
yeah,
Jennifer,
we just parked. We took your warning that we should be doing that.
There you go. I'm sorry, Jennifer. I was just going to say, with our new Storm Tracker truck, it's a 4x4, and it's able to get in a lot of places now, but also it's got some cool technology, several different camera angles that Jennifer can take there and show you what's going on. Of course, you can control that roof-mounted camera there that you're seeing right there pointing towards the gas station. You can see the rain coming down. So,
Yeah, more.
Jennifer, I guess a little bit, you were down there on the causeway, and they were leading people across in caravans.
Yeah, they had multiple different rounds, and so if folks missed the first caravan, the first one was a very large caravan that went through, and so any folks that did miss it, luckily they had more behind it. But as of right now, that road is completely closed, and it's going to stay that way until overnight tomorrow, because right now you can't see out here, and it is very dangerous if you're trying to drive across in these dark conditions. But also another thing that we're battling heading into tomorrow, we had a lot of folks stop and ask us, because we are in this truck. They stopped and they said, hey, we're leaving tomorrow. Like, we're just visiting the island. Will we be okay to leave? And another thing that we have to keep in mind is the high tide. That's going to be tomorrow morning, just a little after 11 a.m. for Dolphin Island. And so that's another thing that folks have to keep in mind, that we could possibly see it closed again later on into the morning.
All right. Thank you very much there, Jennifer. Yeah, we'll have to watch out for that. So once again, she was talking about down in Dauphin Island, they had to close the causeway that goes down there, which is nothing unusual. It happens in a lot of these storms, so they have to close off that causeway for a certain amount of time. Of course, one thing about the storm right now that we're getting here, it's so early in June, we don't get as many storms in June or July. We get more in August and September, obviously. Well, by August and September, kids are back in school. The beaches aren't as crazy, as crowded. Right now, our beaches, there's a lot of folks down there, especially now after the coronavirus thing, that they've wanted to get on down, once everything opened back up. A lot of folks, the occupancy rates went up really high, so a lot of folks want to get down to our beaches. And here we are having a storm on top of things and just making things more difficult, and people getting stuck on Dauphin Island. And, a lot of folks that are traveling there, they didn't understand that. It's just something that we know, but for folks visiting, it's a hard thing to deal with. You're trying to get back home, and you're literally stuck on the island. And they eventually were able to, once the high tide came down this afternoon, they were able to clear off some of the debris, because, you can't just go back and drive on it, because there's a bunch of driftwood and stuff like that gets on the road, and it's just standing there once the water goes down, and they have to remove all that debris. And they did a good job there at the town of Dauphin Island getting rid of that today and helping people get off the island. All right, so there once again is the rain. We are now entering another band of rain. So remember the one right around, about an hour ago, heavy rain? We're doing it again. Another band is coming through, and this is what happens with tropical systems. Obviously, this is why you can get so much rain out of these, and we've already seen from about 4 to 6 inches of rain in and around Mobile County and parts of Baldwin County. Those are the big rainfall numbers right now. We're going to add more on top of that. We're going to have more on top of this tomorrow. So Jennifer was saying a lot of folks have plans on leaving tomorrow. Well, here's what it looks like overnight tonight. You'll see these rain bands continuing to go through. Early tomorrow morning, when you have to go to work tomorrow, it's likely to be pretty sloppy out on the road, so please be careful. It's likely to be some roads that are got a lot of standing water on them. And it continues to have rain off and on through the day tomorrow. At times, these bands will get a bit heavy as well. So even though the system is pulled way to the north at this point, rain bands will continue to feed into that and right across the area. So we're really getting, the full treatment here from Cristobal. It is our storm to have to deal with here this time around. So hope you have yourselves a good night. I guess good sleeping weather with all this rain falling. That'll probably help you out here tonight. We'll keep an eye on things for you. We'll be on at Fox 10 News at 9 p.m. coming up in just a bit. Myself, Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith, Jennifer will be back on as well. We'll be breaking down everything that's going on out there, and we'll be on until 10:30, so we'll have everything you need to know and get you going here for your Sunday night. So we'll be on in just a bit. Once again, for everybody that joined, I do appreciate it. Thank you.